I am Taylor Vance, the name I chose 5 years ago to bury my past. I step into the historic plantation in Charleston, South Carolina, feeling the weight of old wounds stir as my husband's hand steadies my back. Our son tugs at his tie, complaining it's too tight, but I kneel to adjust it with a forced smile behavior now for pool time later. The golden-themed wedding buzzes with elegant guests in shimmering gowns toasting under twinkling lights. That's when I spot her, the bride, my sister raising her champagne glass. Our eyes lock across the crowded lawn and her laughter falters. I haven't seen that face in 5 years, not since they cast me out like yesterday's trash. The flute in my hand shakes just a bit, the only sign of the storm inside. I didn't connect the groom's name on the invitation to her. I'd assumed she was still using our family name, Hart. A gasp escapes her, drawing heads our way. The music swells, but silence wraps around us like a noose. Father approaches, his broad frame blocking the view just like always. "Who are you?" he demands, confusion creasing his brow, no recognition in his eyes after all this time hidden under my new identity. I straighten, meeting his gaze. "I'm Taylor Hart." I say simply, the words landing like a bombshell. "Your daughter." Whispers ripple through the guests, medical, no edtech professionals turning with interest. The power shifts in that moment, all attention swinging to me, the mysterious guest who vanished and returned unbreakable. But this is just the beginning of the unraveling. If you've ever been betrayed by your own family and risen stronger, hit that subscribe button, like this video, and comment your story below. Let's share these real-life triumphs. But what happened next would expose years of lies. 5 years ago in South Carolina, the rain pounded against my thin jacket as Father's words cut through the night. He stood at the door of our family home, face twisted in anger. "If you're too ungrateful to help with the education firm, get out and don't come back." The slam echoed like a final verdict, leaving me with a suitcase and nothing else. I stumbled into the storm, heart racing with fear and betrayal. They had drained my college fund, transferring every penny to Crystal's account without a word. She posted photos of her lavish campus life at what she claimed was Harvard, while I faced the terror of starting over. Homeless at 25, I crashed on a friend's couch for weeks, showering at the local gym and surviving on cheap noodles to save for bus fare. Determined not to vanish, I filed paperwork to change my name to Vance, a fresh start to erase the Hart legacy. Moving to Columbia seemed logical, close enough for anonymity but far from their circles. I enrolled in community college part-time, juggling mornings at a coffee shop, evenings as a receptionist at a tech startup, and weekends in a call center. Exhaustion became my constant companion, falling asleep over textbooks after triple shifts. One night at the reception desk, Joe stopped by with coffee, curious about my sketches on education apps. "You get adaptive learning flows?" he asked, pulling up a chair. We talked until my break ended, debating flaws in current systems. He was a software engineer there, sharp and steady. The next day brought more questions, and within months, we prototyped an online platform for personalized student monitoring. We launched from our tiny apartment, 3 years in, turning late nights into a growing edtech company. Revenue hit 6 figures last quarter, revolutionizing K-12 recovery programs in 4 states. Randall arrived soon after, his innocent energy a reminder of what I'd built from ashes. Yet building this life meant burying the old one completely. Crystal managed the family firm now, or so they claimed, pocketing profits, while painting me as the failure who couldn't handle pressure. The whispers of their lies lingered in my mind during quiet moments. As the business expanded, partnerships rolled in, including one with Lawrence's network, unaware he was about to marry into the mess I'd escaped. The invitation came innocently, but fate had other plans. But the real test of my new identity was looming, larger than I imagined. At the plantation in Charleston, Father strides forward with that familiar, commanding posture, his eyes narrow on my name tag, confusion deepening as he positions himself between me and the golden decorations. "Who are you?" he demands, voice low but sharp, scanning me like a stranger invading his territory. I hold his gaze steadily, the years of resilience kicking in. "I'm Taylor Hart," I reply calmly. "Your daughter." The admission hangs heavy, his face draining of color, while Mother gasps nearby, her hand flying to her pearls. Guests pause mid-conversation, turning toward the tension bubbling up. Mother steps closer, flushing red. "This can't be," she hisses, glancing around at the curious edtech crowd. "You disappeared after failing out. We told everyone you couldn't handle the responsibility." Her words sting, but I stand tall in my designer dress, the scared girl replaced by a CEO. Joe moves beside me, his presence solid. "My wife is the CEO of Vance EdTech," he says firmly. "We were invited by the groom." Whispers spread, recognition lighting in eyes as professionals murmur about our platform's impact on student recovery rates. Lawrence approaches, brow furrowed, his entrepreneur's curiosity piqued. He looks from Crystal's frozen smile to my composed expression. "Vance EdTech. We've been negotiating a partnership for weeks. Your adaptive learning algorithms are transforming district-wide assessments." His interest sharpens, the divide head swiveling my way. Crystal attempts to laugh it off, but it cracks at the edges. "This is my day," she says, voice pitching higher. Father squares his shoulders. "Leave now, you're disrupting everything." But Joe's hand on my arm anchors me, and Randall looks up innocently. "Mom, why is that man yelling?" The question silences nearby groups, amplifying the undercurrents. Lawrence's gaze darts between us, suspicion flickering. Sister Crystal mentioned a sibling who dropped out and vanished. The lie unravels thread by thread, guests exchanging glances loaded with intrigue. I could unleash the full truth right there, the stolen funds, the fabricated stories. Instead, I say evenly, "Hello, Crystal. Congratulations on your wedding." She flinches, clutching her bouquet tighter while Mother hovers protectively, desperately steering conversations away. As the band plays on, the bubble of silence expands, drawing more attention. A woman in a silk gown turns to her companion. "That's Taylor Vance, the keynote at last month's EdTech Summit. Her system reduced dropout rates by 20% in pilot schools." The recognition builds, shifting the room's energy toward me. Father's face hardens. "This flaunting of your so-called success, it's jealousy." But Joe's voice cuts through. "Success built from scratch after you reallocated her education funds." Nearby educators nod, connections forming about Vance EdTech's innovations. Randall tugs my dress again. "Is that the bride, your relative?" His words land innocently, but they pierce the facade further. Lawrence tilts his head. "Relative Crystal, you never mentioned a sister in the industry." Her eyes dart frantically, the perfect image cracking under the scrutiny. For the first time, I watch her scramble, the power finally in my hands. A cluster of guests drifts closer, one man in a tailored suit leaning in. "Vance's tools integrated with our district last quarter, engagement up 15%. The praise lands like validation, Father's attempts to interject falling flat amid the growing buzz. Crystal clutches Lawrence's arm, but he steps slightly away, his analytical mind piecing together the discrepancies. The wedding's golden glow dims under the weight of exposed secrets. The scrutiny intensifies as Lawrence presses Crystal further. "Your family's firm. How does it align with Harvard standards?" She fumbles through trends in student therapy, but the educator challenges her. "That approach phased out 3 years back." Her explanation wavers, citing traditional holdouts, but his skepticism grows, body language shifting away. My phone buzzes again, Bianca's message with attached scans of old ledgers, highlighting unauthorized withdrawals timed to Crystal's supposed tuition payments. I show Lawrence the key page on my screen. "See the dates," I whisper. His jaw tightens, scrolling through the proof of redirected funds meant for my degree. This matches the inconsistencies I found in your practice's billing. An executive nearby overhears. Vance EdTech's monitoring reduced our complication metrics by 35%, game changer for remote learning. The endorsement pulls more eyes, my direction conversations buzzing about implementation successes. Father bellows over the noise. Enough celebrate Crystal's leadership in our community education services. Yet a consultant counters. Stanford pivoted from those protocols ages ago, curious how your daughter stayed current. Randall chimes in obliviously. Mom's company helps kids learn better. Dad showed me the app on his phone. The remark lands awkwardly, Lawrence pivoting. Company. You never disclosed a family tie to Vance. I interject smoothly. We've expanded to 5 states now, partnering with major networks. Professionals gather one, handing me a proposal. Your algorithms predicted engagement drops accurately. Let's discuss scaling. If you've dealt with hidden family deceptions, drop a comment sharing how it unfolded. Crystal stammers. It was a hybrid setup, not standard. But Lawrence demands clarity on the financials, his trust eroding visibly amid the gathering crowd. A developer joins. Integrated Vance last semester attendance up 18% in trials. The validation contrasts sharply with Crystal's crumbling narrative. Mother tugs her sleeve. Redirect to the toast. She urges, but guests ignore, drawn to discussions of my firm's predictive features for personalized curricula. Bianca follows up via text. Got more if required. Those emails from your parents confirm the redirection. Her evidence strengthens my stance silently. The investor probes Joe. Heard Vance secured funding rounds. Impressive bootstrap story. His nod underscores the gap between my achievements and their fabrications. When a principal asks Crystal about accreditation trends, she deflects poorly, the exposure widening irreparably. Lawrence pins Crystal near the fountain, voice cutting sharp. Your resume's a sham, no Harvard record, no verified credentials. She scrambles, claiming a non-traditional program, but he lists mismatches. The family firm overstated services, inflating grants to millions. Guests cluster tighter, the lawn a stage for unraveling truths. I pull a sleek envelope from my clutch, Vance EdTech stock certificate inside, and extend it to Lawrence. For potential partnerships, our tech complements your vision. He accepts it with a nod, a silent pact amid the chaos. Strength surges through me, rooted in battles fought alone, dodging eviction notices when freelance coding gigs dried up, trading weekend shifts for groceries, at a diner testing algorithms on a borrowed tablet while squatting in a friend's basement. Proof I forged my own path. Father storms through the crowd, knocking over a floral vase with a crash. You're destroying her day, he roars. Mother intercepts a server, demanding louder music to drown the whispers, her composure splintering as guests stare. Joe lifts Randall onto his shoulders. Ready for that pool race, champ? Randall's laugh slices through the tension, grounding us. We move toward the exit steps, measured unshaken. A superintendent stops us briefly. Vance's platform cut our district's absenteeism by 28%, statewide expansions next. The praise anchors my resolve, a testament to what I built from nothing. Crystal reaches for Lawrence, but he pulls away sharply, focus elsewhere. We cross the plantation's arched gate, night air wrapping us in calm certainty. The weight of their lies lifts as we leave, my heart steady with the truth of who I've become, unbreakable, despite their betrayal. A guest's voice trails behind, marveling at our retention algorithms, but I keep walking, family intact. 1 month later in my Columbia office. 1 month later in my Columbia office. Sunlight streams through tall windows, casting patterns on polished floors as I review a partnership proposal worth 7 figures. Vance EdTech's platform slashed absenteeism by 40% in recent trials, numbers that speak louder than any past grudge. My assistant buzzes the intercom. Mr. Ellis is here without an appointment. I pause, my pen, curiosity mixing with caution. Send him in. Lawrence enters, shoulders slumped under a rumpled jacket, dark circles framing his eyes like badges of sleepless nights. "Thank you for seeing me," he says, sinking into the chair opposite my desk. "I needed to apologize for the role I played unwittingly." His hands clasp tightly, knuckles white. I offer coffee, but he declines. "Can't stay long filing papers today." Silence settles comfortably as I wait, boardroom habits guiding me. "The marriage is over," he admits finally. "Everything Crystal shared was fabricated, no Harvard, just reception duties at Hart's firm, while they manipulated records." The confession confirms buried suspicions from my time there. "I'm sorry," I reply sincerely. The patterns emerged when I dug deeper. He continues, running fingers through disheveled hair. "Billing codes outdated on purpose, charging for unrendered services going back 15 years. The scale hits hard, aligning with when they siphoned my savings." Bianca's call comes through on speaker. "Confirm the logs match transfers masked as expenses." Her voice steady, bolstering the facts. Lawrence nods. "I submitted anonymous tips to IRS after verifying." The city skyline gleams beyond the glass, a testament to what I constructed apart from them. "They positioned Crystal as the face," he adds, "while inflating Medicare-like education grants." I absorb it without shock, the deceit fitting their playbook. "Do you plan involvement?" he asks hesitantly. "No," I decide firmly. "My life stands separate now." Relief washes over his features. "Thank you. Reconnecting with this mess wasn't my intent." After he leaves, warmth from a text by Joe arrives. "Zoo day with Randall join." It grounds me in the present, my true anchors. The email from IRS lands soon after, seeking testimony on Hart's operations. I forward select documents from my old files, neutral facts only, no more. Pride swells as I close the laptop, choices affirming my independence. 6 months after. In our Greenville garden, I kneel beside raised beds, pruning wilted blooms under a warm May sun. Randall races across the lawn, chasing a butterfly, his laughter a melody against the quiet. The peace feels earned, a stark contrast to the storm we left behind. My phone pings with a notification, Crystal's email marked urgent, her 4th attempt this week. The subject pleads for help, but I delete it, unread, the action final as a locked door. Her words can't undo the damage, and I owe them nothing. Joe steps out with lemonade balancing glasses with a playful grin. "Hydration for the gardener?" he asks, passing one to Randall, who spills half in excitement. We share a glance, our unspoken bond a fortress against past betrayals. The IRS report arrived yesterday, detailing Hart's collapse. Father and mother faced fines exceeding $300,000 for falsified grant claims, forcing them to liquidate their property. A 3-year business ban followed, stripping their community standing. The consequences, cold and legal, mirror their calculated choices. A superintendent emails praising Vance EdTech's rollout. "Your platform raised our completion rates by 42%, game-changing for rural schools." The validation fuels my focus, grounding me in purpose. Another IRS request lands, seeking deeper testimony. I decline with a single line, refusing entanglement. Joe nods approval from across the yard, his steady presence a reminder of what matters. Randall plops beside me, dirt smudged on his cheek. "Mom, can we plant carrots next?" His question pulls me fully present, away from shadows. I ruffle his hair, heart full. "Have you ever cut ties with a toxic past? Comment below and share your story." The garden thrives, each seedling a marker of roots I chose, not inherited. Father and mother's world crumbled under their own weight, while mine grows stronger daily. Tomorrow, at dawn. In our Greenville backyard, I plant new seedlings, their tender roots sinking into rich soil as sunlight spills golden across the grass. Randall kneels beside me, his small hands patting dirt carefully. "These will be tomatoes, right, Mom?" His enthusiasm pulls a smile, anchoring me in this chosen life. Joe emerges from the kitchen carrying a tray of iced tea with a mock salute. Fuel for the farmers, he teases, setting glasses down. Our eyes meet, a silent pact forged through years of building together family, not by blood, but by choice. Vance EdTech secured a contract with a major urban district last week, our platform now streamlining learning for thousands, cutting dropout risks by 45% in early metrics. The success feels like a quiet triumph, each milestone a brick in the foundation I laid without them. The past no longer haunts these moments. Their world built on deceit holds no claim over me. I owe them nothing, not forgiveness, not closure. Cutting toxic ties freed me to grow, a lesson hard-won but undeniable. In America, you craft your own roots, and mine run deep here. A neighbor waves from across the fence, praising our app's impact on her son's grades. His focus jumped 20%, your work's changing lives. The words resonate, proof of purpose beyond old wounds. Randall tugs my sleeve. Can we get a dog next? I laugh, nodding as Joe winks. The simplicity of his question seals this chapter, a life whole and unburdened. What's your story of breaking free? Drop it in the comments and subscribe for more real-life journeys. Our garden blooms vibrant, a testament to what thrives when you choose your own path. The horizon glows with possibility, my family complete.